in your life.
Alrighty. Assalamu alaikum. Say it one more time. Assalamu alaikum. In the most holy name of Almighty God and Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the great Mahdi, who was to come and has come to restore we who were lost from our own and those I got all that deliver us from our murderers, and we serve and obey thee all the days of our lives. And we teach our children to submit to thee, to that unequal love and mercy for thou. And thanks to you, Allah, for making manifest to us our enemy, the devil. And help us, O Allah, to live the life and die the death of a Muslim. I have been there, witness there's no God but thee. I bear witness the most honorable and humble Elijah Muhammad is your last and greatest apostle. Thank you, Allah, for this day. Thank you for this gift of life. Thank you for the life-giving teachings of the most honorable, humble Elijah Muhammad. I pray, Allah, you remove the heart of the devil from thee, as well as the black nation. Thank you, Allah, for this day and this gift of life. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, black family. I pray all is well as we sit here in the belly of the beast tonight. With so much evil going on the planet right in front of our faces, in our communities, in our neighborhoods, in our streets, house next door, in your homes. All of this has to be destroyed. And you know, sometimes when I come to teach these subjects, sometimes it'd be difficult because I see what's going on. And I see a lot of us, a lot of our people, were totally ignorant to the time we're living in, have the mind of a savage. And I'm afraid a lot of our people are going to die and be totally wiped out with this beast. You can see it just as plain as day. In the streets in this Atlanta area, I mean, it's like Chirac. I mean, there's murder and shootings and murders and shootings. It's already all over the country. But it wasn't that bad in this area. But it's every night. 10, 15 people get shot, 2 or 3 get knocked off. You got youngins stopping cars, checking them strapped. What's really going on? You got a lot of households in disarray because we out of order, totally out of order. We got too many people that's sitting in front of us, talking their talk, talking the black language. Don't mean none of it. When you look at social media, it's more of a gossip, talking about other people's business, or people repeating news that they done heard that they know people want to listen to get views. Well, there's nothing dealing with the truth, so we can stand on it and change our condition, because it ain't, to me, it ain't no big deal for me to be coming on here, to be honest about it. I could be doing something else. trying to affect change, because I'm just sitting in front of this damn camera and they ain't getting to the minds of our people. What's the use? I see all these brothers and sisters that's in front of these cameras. They talk to your emotions. We even got the FBA, Foundation of Black Americans. We picking fights with everybody all of a sudden, instead of getting in divine order, bringing unity against the brown, red, and yellow. People of the planet Earth, and we the father of all. That's the problem we have. We lack that understanding of who we are. Original people, everyone came from the original man and woman. And it's playing right into the hands of our enemy, though. Vision amongst the people is key. We need to be uniting amongst these evil and sinful and accursed ones. You sit back as a human being, you're seeing how people being systematically destroyed and starved. Babies, women, and men going for food, being murdered and gunned down. You have a president that needs to go. You need to be destroyed as well as the ones he talking about that they gonna murder and kill outright. And I look at our people. We going along and going on like everything is all right. We just want to have a good time and pop our fingers, discuss other people's business, and talk about one another, call one another names. Want to pick fights with the Africans, because a few of them get on social media and make a post. That ain't got nothing to do with all the Africans, so-called Africans. That's a handful of ignorant ones to come over here. You understand? I say to the FBA, y'all making the wrong move. You can tell them what we, and then, you know, they always saying, well, we go into their businesses and they disrespect us. Damn, we the victims by everybody. You don't have to go back. You tell them where you stand. You can tell them where to go back. Well, you got a billion Africans, so-called Africans, in the motherland. That don't represent all of them. Because this is the belly of the beast where every foul bird and evil one comes to America. This is where all the no good ones come to is America. Even though we have problem with the so-called Mexicans, well, they stand for never standing for us. But I've been more acquainted with the younger soldiers in the Mexican, so-called Mexican community. And we have always had a different stance with one another. You know, we always had a certain mutual respect for one another. And I lived right in the heart and amongst them in Casablanca in Riverside, California. It really was their territory, but they had a spot called Casablanca where you had black state and everything. And I remember when I first came out there to Riverside, I'm a young soldier, so we don't fear standing for truth and justice. Back east, and I just come, you know, they had their own organization and things like that. They was organized, soldiered up. Every night I would walk down to the corner, headed to the store. And they'd be on the corner, you know, on the street light and stuff. And I walk right amongst them, though, right there. I didn't get off the sidewalk and get in the streets and all that old type of stuff. Shit. I just walk right in between them. All, you know, they were split. I do it every night by myself. Shit. So then one night I came through, they say, "What's up, blood brother?" So I would say, "I believe my bad." You dig what I'm saying? But they started respecting me because of the way I moved amongst them. You understand? And I met another Mexican partner named Melvin. I would go over to the store with I call it Mexican Joe. I'd be sitting up in the house with Melvin. They'd come in there, you know, Northern Latino, whatever you call it. They looking at me all funny and stuff. Hey, man, cool, things like that. You did, even in Hayward, California. I lived amongst them and stuff like that. And what I noticed the difference was that a lot of the older ones, they had more of that European blood. They were a little different, understand? And but what I'm saying is they're not our enemy. Really, we don't need to create no more enemies than we have, because what we all have in common is the same enemy. That's our problem. So we don't need to create more division. We need to be trying to come together and create more unity. Find better ways that we can communicate and do business together. How we can take what belongs to us back. That's the move, family. That's the move, Black Nation. And you all have to learn how to sift out these paid, bought provocateurs that's being paid to come before you, talk all this talk. That's all they're there for, to talk that talk and keep your ear and keep you distracted on the thing that we need to be doing as a people. And really dangerous when you don't really have the knowledge of self. That's how they're able to play us. My son always talk about the gatekeepers and the ones that flaunt their influence, their opulence, their nice cars and their little homes, but they're not really free. No one is calling for freedom for the Black man in America. No one is really speaking truth to power but a handful of brothers and sisters. You got to weed them out now. They're bringing all their gossip like Umar Johnson and all these old type of things. Nobody don't want to hear that, brother. That's your personal business. And you asking for help. Been building Frederick Douglass School in Philly for 20 years. You understand? But everybody's making a living off the oppression of the Black man, woman, and child in America. No one is really trying to raise the Black family up, speaking truth, giving you the truth on your creation and your development and the way we need to be moving and growing and developing and coming together, tolerating one another, being persistent with one another. What you expect, that the Black family be perfect, but under all of these temptations, deceit and deception, some lacking, some won't. I heard the minister say, we said we got good children. He said, no, we ain't got no good children. Thinking your child won't do this, won't do that. No. They got to be raised in the way of the righteous. Period. You got families don't even like one another. Sometimes I don't like my children, but I love them. But the thing that God blessed with me is to understand what I see in them, what I would like to see in them, what I would like to encourage in them to grow and to develop the way they were created to be. So we got a lot of work to do amongst ourselves. You know, when the family is so important now in the Black nation, period. That's our greatest. To bring our family up, to stand on truth and righteousness, we have to become better. We got so much we have to learn. You got to learn how to feed them properly. I look at those that's in the vegan nation. I see a lot of food that they eating is wrong, because I go with what Allah gave us through the Honorable Muhammad Elijah Muhammad on how to eat to live, practice how to eat to live. I seen Mr. Carson was speaking the other day on how he had to get away from that kale because it was killing them. It's not even the real food. I can't eat it myself personally, because it's very acidic. It automatically mess with my stomach. I don't eat that crap because I know it's not real food. Elijah Muhammad told us not to eat mushrooms. Y'all eating the mushroom left and right, thinking y'all got the real knowledge. You know, they trick your mind, make it look like chicken. I don't want nothing trick my damn mind. I don't want to eat chicken. I'm gonna eat the damn chicken. You got to trick me with the damn mushroom. Understand? And the food affects directly how you think, how your children think and react. So we got to go back and correct the things that we need to correct. But one of the things I want to give you a little bit tonight is the law. Anything in the universe that gets out of order disintegrates. And we are people that's being blessed and given mercy because the prayer I gave you, Allah came to destroy those that have destroyed us. So that means we are the destroyed people. And Allah's mercy is upon us, but now it's just about up. Because the word has been given and been heard nationwide, worldwide, and our people continually to ignore it. They laugh in the face of the true and living God. We become killers of our own. We play victim when it comes to our open enemy. You won't challenge him at all. You kill a mother, a child, you rape a child, but you won't challenge your open enemy because you're scared to die by his hands. And it's kind of pitiful because then we won't even put the things in place that we need to ensure our safety and protect our people. Like I was listening when they were talking about the little brother Julian Brown, to learn how to turn plastic into gasoline and clean fuel. And when this brother was talking about he being threatened, then y'all doubting. Don't you know who you dealing with? This is a capitalist, corporate-run society. The dollar is recoverable and people are expendable. And this brother said he was fearing for his life. No one has heard from him. And then the thing that pisses me off is this. We don't have a rapid response team that we can send out protection for to go check on the brother, put security down. We ain't ran out Black Muslim Bakery. We had a rapid response team. We got called out. We go check on the community and people that needed protected. And we set a team up, 4-man team, 24 hours. They was under protection. And we wasn't making a dime. But we was able to sustain and support ourselves, but through ownership. You understand what I'm saying? But we ain't got nothing in place doing all this doggone talking. And they ain't doing nothing. 4 men make an army. 4 men could take a whole city of 10,000. Period. Highly trained and disciplined. But we ain't got none of these things in place at all. We studied begging for jobs, but we're not creating opportunities for our damn self. And those that are willing to get the job done, y'all ignore them. You rather be entertained. You spend hundreds of dollars to go see Beyonce them. Just for a good time. These are dangerous times. And y'all don't watch it. Your family getting ready to be wiped out. But let me give you this. Listen to it. I'm trying to give you something that might spark an atom in your mind. Because we need soldiers, but we need them spiritual warriors. I'm going to say it again. We need spiritual warriors, at least 300 of them right now. Know how to move the atoms in the universe. Know how to go silent for 7 days. Don't even say a damn word. You understand? To clear the mind and all the distractions. And you fast. And you go to the earth and the water barefooted. You sit down and create the circle. I'll give you too much right now. Let me go into this. But this is what we need now. We moving the wrong damn way because you've been taught the wrong way. You know that's power in the book of Psalms. How you know, Bashir? Because we have used it. When they had us locked up on high bonds for standing up in the county jail in Edwardsville, Illinois. They had all of them, my brother, my other brother soldier. They had my brother's wife and written us up like the New York Times. We had no one really out there to help us. What we called on the four winds. The women in the community, the elders, they know we were standing for righteousness and justice. They sent for help. You understand? They help on called on our ancestors and some more besides to untangle this mess. Send us certain psalms and words to say and how to move forward. And it worked. That's how I know it works. But the white man that told you about the book of Psalms, it got you thinking way to the left, don't know what's power in it. But brother, you supposed to be a Muslim. Yeah, I'm Muslim. But I deal with the truth. But let me move into this. I'm dropping some keys on you tonight. We need some spiritual warriors. We need those to know how to talk to the trees, not just hug them. To know the language of the trees. You understand? When that certain animals appear. You dig? I'm telling you, man, I got some deer to come. They come by, 3 grown that came, but another one came the other day. Had the 2 little ones and had some babies and stuff. So I sit out there talking to Baye in the front today. She said, "Oh, look at the deers." I said, "Yeah, you got she got two small ones with her." She said, "Oh, I see her." So I said, "Mr. Deer, how you doing?" I said, "You all right?" I just head like that. You did? He said, "Oh, look at that." I said, "Yeah, we connected." You understand what I'm saying? But God created man to think right. We think wrong, family. He said, Allah God created the earth to obey the law understandable for you and me. The earth's revolution is so regulated, you can calculate it on just like clockwork. You can count on it just like clockwork. So what is that what is it that regulates your body? It is what you call your head. Listen. Now think with me a minute. What kind of head is that on your body is the question. What thoughts do you think is the question. Are your thoughts and my thoughts in harmony with the divine law of the Creator? You can answer that question right now to yourself. If you are hoping that your thoughts are in harmony with the divine law of the Creator, then hope won't get it. It's nice, but we have to know so. Black man, black woman. Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that Allah God created within us 14 billion brain cells. That's an awful lot of brain cells. And every brain cell, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, is created by God to think right. What got us thinking to the left? You can answer that question. Allah God never created the brain to think wrong. You are created to think right, people. And you can tell the difference between when you're thinking right and when you're thinking wrong. Because your brains are created to feed on his creation. There's nothing in his creation that is not created right. So if you are created to think on his creation, and the root of his creation is truth, the Bible teaches God created the heavens and the earth with truth. That's what we got to stand on. And the Holy Quran teaches Allah established the heavens and the earth with truth, black people, not truth and falsehood mixed together. So if your brain is created to feed on the universe, your brain is created to feed on truth. And if you feed your mind on truth, then you cannot think outside of truth. Allah Akbar. But look at us. Our mind has been contaminated with falsehood and things that don't even matter. That's why we lose them. That's why we the victims. That's why our families are out of order. Because the head is out of order. And who is the head? You and I. But who is the head of the family? Supposed to be the man. Who is the first teacher of the children? Is the woman. But if you don't have the knowledge of self, after 1555 being hitting the head and brought here to Jamestown, Virginia, and all these things was extracted from us. And we're given another belief under the cross. And it slid in that falsehood with the King James Version. We calling ourselves Billy, Bob, and Debbie, and Shirley and Arlene. Taken away from our divine nature and given the poison animals to eat. And as we progress from the Reconstruction era into modern times, what did they give us besides the poison animal? They gave us some digits, some green paper, and told us if you do this and you do that, you can receive this. But you got to go against your nature. You got to take off your clothes. You got to bend over, little brother. Sister, you got to come on the stage and bump heads with another woman. Brother, you got to put on a tail and act like you the devil. Call yourself Little Nas. Brother, you got to take these cap guns and kill your brother and your sister and your mother. Brother, you got to disrespect your mother. Sister, you got to disrespect your mama. Sisters and father, you got to walk away from your child and leave them in poverty and ignorance. You got to take off your clothes and pop it in front of the world. And all these things will be given unto you. All these things. I give you the gold. I give you the flashy cars. I give you all these things. I give you a house right next door to me. You understand? I give you one of my white girls. You understand? All you got to do is turn your back on the truth and teach your children how to be devils. At the same time, you can tell them they being upright. Moving right along. No damn well I ain't lying. When you think in the bounds of truth, you're thinking right. But when falsehood is introduced and men begin to entertain false ideals, false concepts, and take falsehood for truth, well, men begin to think and meditate on that which, I'm coming at you tonight, is false give them their lives and power of their brain to that which is false, then you start destroying the power of the brain cell to bring up vision. We got preachers doing that right now. Jumping up and down, whooping and hollering. They took the word of God. They took the word of Jesus, was a warrior, straight soldier. And none of them practicing that. In the church house of America. You got people that bending over, preachers, over every damn thing. Did it not? The one that you all say you worship? And to check this. Jesus said that we eat the whole in the Bible. Raise your hand, Chris. How many of y'all got them pork chops in the refrigerator today? I talked to a brother the other day, called him, check on him. Said, how you doing, brother? He said, man, I'm doing pretty good because he had lost his wife and stuff. Before that, his daughter got murdered and stuff. They've been going through some rough times. Then they got bit by a brown recluse spider. Understand? He said, man, my blood pressure is up. I said, well, brother, I said, you still eating that pork? He said, oh, yeah, man. I got a refrigerator full. I said, well, brother, you need to throw all that out. Well, but brother, if you don't want to get rid of the high blood pressure, so you can live a little longer and feel good and think better, I wouldn't hesitate to throw that damn stuff out. But see how we so tied into our habits? And they're doing some things, I won't even go into that because that's kind of private. That maybe it's a chastisement on it for some of the things that he's doing in life. You understand? Like I say, sometimes the sins of the father go on the children. Period. But let me keep breaking this down to you because I'm coming at you fast and hard tonight. This is all things that we got to do with our families because we got the next generation right here in our hands. And they're a very important key to help bring about some of the changes of the things I just said about some of these house niggas in America that we got in front of us. But we can get this other generation, the generation that's coming, that's here, and the next generation behind them. If we can get them on board, we good. All we got to do is set up the environment for them to grow into better. But check it out. Do you know, brothers and sisters, that there are times when you lay down in your bed at night and you see places that you've never been before? Then all of a sudden you're in a place, in a circumstance, and you say, wait a minute, I've been here before. Well, what is that? Is the question. Why is it that some of us are able to lay down and vision things that we have never seen come to pass? Then exactly as you see it, here it comes. Come on. Do you think that means you got something that your brother and your sister next to you doesn't have? No. Listen. Every one of us is capable of visioning. Listen. The Bible teaches that there is nothing under the sun, and everything that has been done is recorded. Yes, it is. And if your minds were properly fed, we could bring up the past. Listen, this is your power. If your mind was properly fed on what? On truth and a righteous diet, you could bring up the past and vision the past and vision the future and bring it into reality, thoughts and things with them 14 billion brain cells. Keys tonight, because you yourself are a product of the past. Listen, the present, and in you is contained what? The future. Allahu Akbar. This is knowledge yourself. This is the knowledge we need to be teaching in the family, and these are the concepts and ideologies that we need to have in order to raise a righteous family, to know what to put in place. If you don't know, you don't know. You're going to get a bunch of niggas running around with guns, murdering and maiming and on drugs, out their damn mind and bending over for the devil. All right, boss, it don't be so hard. I can't help it. This ain't hard shit. This is truth. You think I'm, man, wait till God get through with you. You're not silly people. You're not stupid. You're not dummies. Every one of you is endowed with the divine nature of the Creator himself. You're direct descendants of the Creator, black people, is what I'm trying to tell you. The Holy Quran teaches that the very nature of us is what? The nature of God himself. But for somebody to tell you guys, somebody want to argue with you. What the hell wrong with saying man is God? Because that means you got to take on that responsibility to find it out. Am I really God? Do I have the power to will and bring in the things that I think? Thoughts and things and bring them into fruition? But we don't have the vision of being free, so you'll never be free. You don't have the vision of owning your own. You don't have the vision of taking over your own planet. Then you should never receive it because you don't have the power to bring it into existence. You fear the black man, but you got in your mind the power to destroy him. Brothers and sisters, you have so much spiritual power that we stand in this position of victims. It's frustrating when I see young men that got power, don't know how to control their thoughts. They're up and down. They let the world bring them down and contain them. They don't know how to bust out the box. Women the same way. Young girls get in that type of predicament. They look for it outside themselves. And they're dealing with dead people to put them deeper into the darkness. We're the most powerful beings on the planet and in the universe. But the white man got us so distracted, hating self and kind, not knowing what really to focus on and what to think. Religion got us all boggled up. I'm this, I'm that. No. You're a God and a goddess, divine beings that's been gifted with the power and nature of God himself. Let me move right along. Meaning obedience to the will of God. Let me back it up. Your nature is the same as God. The very essence upon which your being is built is obedience to the will of God, not your own. That is why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, you cannot join Islam. You don't get converted to Islam. People, listen. You can't join no Islam. Islam means obedience. Let me tell you what it means. Not what the white man done told you, or the preacher in the church house, or the icebox done told you. It means obedience to the will of God, period. It's your very nature. All you have to do is wake up to it. And then what? Be yourself. And what is yourself? Is the question. Yourself is what? A righteous Muslim. Listen, y'all got stuck again with the word Muslim. The Arabic word Muslim means one who by nature is born to submit to the will of God. You were born and created to submit to the will of God. That's all it is. Check it out. The white man told you that the terrorists had some turbans on and some long robes and all that old type stuff, saying assalamu alaikum. Well, I beg the difference. When you ask the people in Palestine and in Gaza that they're starving and bombing to death, living in rubble, they got suits on, white shirts, neckties. With blonde hair and blue eyes, some got red. You understand? They're the terrorists of the planet Earth. When they had his own plantation, who were the terrorists? So they trick you away from your nature. Is what I'm trying to tell you. Broke up our families. We're gonna break all that up tonight. You are by nature a righteous person, black folks. By nature. I mean, you were created that way. I don't care what you're doing. Whatever you're in an evil world, we knew none of this stuff. Let me read that back. We all have the ability to change, to repent and atone. You are by nature a righteous person. I don't care what you're doing. Whatever you're doing of evil is what you've learned by living in an evil world. But your nature is not evil, black people. Your nature is righteousness. For example, when you judge, you're trying to judge by righteous judgment. When you fall out with people, it's because they didn't treat you right. And you don't ever love somebody when they treat you wrong because your nature is right. Listen, let me ask the question. Did the white man bring our fathers to America to make us free? Did they? They didn't. If they didn't bring us here to make us free, then they brought us here to make us what? Listen, slaves. Well, how could another man make us a slave unless he deprived us of that which makes men free? Did he not? And what makes men free? What makes men free? Knowledge and truth. Did he not hit us in the head and take his name from us? Take a name from us? Did he not hit us in the head and take our language from us? Did he not hit us in the head and take our belief system from us? Did he not hit us in the head? Only thing we know where we come from is the so-called motherland. Understand? Did he not hit us in the head and deprive us of our principles and morals and values? It made us savages to the knowledge of self. I'm on it tonight with your black family. This is how you're going to deal with your family. This is how we're going to raise righteous families on the planet. Allah will forgive you for all the evil you done because he know you didn't know you didn't know. Because by nature, he know you righteous because you were created that way. It says, why did Jesus say, you shall know the truth and the truth shall make you free? It's because only knowledge and truth can free the mind. That's what I'm giving you tonight, best I can. Enslavement takes place in your mind because as long as a man can only enslave your body, it is only a matter of time before you get free. Because a thinking man will always find his way to freedom. All praise is due to Allah. That's why we got to get away from the distractions so we can start thinking. That's why you got to back up out of social media for a minute. You got to sit down and get the stillness of the mind. Quit talking so damn much. And clear out all of that negative thoughts and all this distraction that's bombarding you day and night. You understand? Get into your pure meditation. Get into your fasting. No smoking, no drinking, no eating meat, no sex. You understand what I'm saying? Black folks. And tap into your natural born spirit Develop your vision and power that you have within and become a force and a power in your own environment, on your own planet, and on your own universe. It's in us, but these are things we got to have. And then develop groups of people that you can all sit down or develop a spiritual relationship. Understand what I'm saying? Well, we got a team of spiritual warriors, and we go to war with the beast. Allah Akbar. It's take over time, black folks. Try to tell you what time it is. Hell, we don't need no guns to kill this devil. We got it already in us. Listen. The Caucasian wants us to be perpetual slaves, do they not? And the only way we can be perpetual slave to take out of our brains knowledge, wisdom, and understanding so that we couldn't think properly. That's where you got us now. We're going to break that falsehood tonight. And then he put in our brains falsehood in the place of truth. When your brain was made to feed on truth, black folks. That's why you're confused today. Then once our brains begin to feed on falsehood, and falsehood is synonymous with darkness, the light of the mind is gone, and the power of the mind is not there, which causes disorder among the 9 systems that depend on the light in the mind. The brain is the 10th system to energize them. Listen, black folks, I could give you the 10th system. Let me see if I got it right here, right quick. I'll jump right back over there. It won't take too long to find it. The 10 systems of the universe are the same thing that applies to you and me. Within the human beings are 9 functioning systems: the skeletal, the digestive, the lymphatic, the muscles, the respiratory, the endocrine, the nervous system, the circulatory, and reproductive. And the 10th system is the brain. Allahu Akbar. I just gave them to you. But let me jump back over here. Catch right back up with me. So he done gave us to put us in darkness. That's why a lot of you live in darkness. That's why a lot of you depressed. That's why a lot of you hearing voices that don't understand. Why the mind is out of order. That's why thoughts keep coming in. They don't give you light but put you in darkness. You don't know how to let them go and throw them out because you ain't got nothing to draw from. You understand? You don't have that source of light to keep you balanced. You don't know what to believe and what to think sometimes. When you hear the truth, you deny it because you don't have understanding. Well, don't just think that you are supposed to depend on food to energize you. Listen. No. When unbelievers Muhammad taught us that the real energy of the body comes from eating food and to go and get fresh vegetables to feed ourselves and our family, because there are some plants that store light. Listen. That's why food is so important. And energy. He also taught us that the most powerful source of energy is what? The brain. Produces energy. That's why we're losing, black folks. This white boy done played the game on us. Or you pulling the cover off in the night. Unbelievable said that to us that it takes 500 seconds for the body, for the blood to travel from the heel to the head and back to the heel. Do you know how long it takes the light of the sun to strike the earth? And at 186,000 miles per second is 93 million miles away. Huh? It takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds. The brain is so powerful. But what is more powerful than the brain? Allah gave us brain to encompass the spirit of his mind, black people. That's why it's so necessary to protect the brain. Because the mind is infinite. There's nothing that the mind cannot conceive. And the mind goes all the way out, quintillions of miles, until the end of our universe. I got the number here, but I won't look it up for you tonight. And when it reaches the end of our universe, this is how powerful the mind is. When this universe decays, what we will do, people, we will come together in harmony and create a whole new universe with the mind. It's infinite. It never ends. This pure knowledge of self, black folks. This is the knowledge that we need to be bringing into the homes. Meditate on it. Think on it. I know it's a lot to turn over, but really it's not. Because it's in tune with your nature. It's resonating with some of you right now. I know that for sure. There's something about the mind. When you hear the truth, you can deny it, but it'll never let you go. You understand, black folks? Get on a supreme diet, like the Honorable Muhammad say. There's certain light and energy in certain foods. I got how to eat to live. This is what I live by. How to eat to live. I don't go by them Johnny come lately. I think they got it. But some of them do look pretty good. They can be shining. But they still think they supreme knowledge. But this knowledge that I have comes from the Mahdi, from God himself, given to the Honorable Muhammad. I'm going to read you all out don't accept because of your belief, your religious belief. You understand? But it worked for me. It worked for the family. It shot his gold water. It worked for 19 Keys. It worked for all those that use it. They stay pretty healthy. Mind stay sharp. Shine like the light of the sun. No fear. We know truth from falsehood. Striving to bring down this devil, help our people, create a revolution of complete change. We don't fear the devil. I'm going to continue to talk and teach like I teach. I see them slipping and sliding every now and then around this way. Don't let me catch you, though. Trying to creep, I'm going to chop your damn head off. My blades are sharp. Understand? But we need to develop those spiritual warriors now. Need to pray for the destruction, the rainstorms, the hailstorms, the wind, the tornadoes. Devil killing themselves on the highways, byways, and skyways. You understand? Plane crashes, truck crashes, firestorms, the cold winds, the cold weather being brought down from the north, snow, high as the rooftops. And if we get right, it's going to be like when they say you put the sign on the door When death comes, it's going to go right past you. You understand what I'm saying? But those that don't abide by the warning and the signs, the last patient is run out now. They're going to be destroyed. Some of our loved ones will go if they don't get right. Maybe I would go, but the only way I'm going because I'm going to be on the battlefield. Soldier in, soldier out. That'd be an honor. If I had to go that way, not being a bootlicker, bending over, selling out our people, afraid to speak truth, afraid to step up against a formidable enemy, turning the card and running. Nah, never ever. Not Basir. Barad Muhammad named after Mahdi himself. And the true follower of the most honorable, humble Elijah Muhammad. It's takeover time, black people. And what y'all can do, y'all want to support. I know black folks don't really support one another too much. Get you some of this gold water tonight. It's support the cause. This is support and help keep us moving. We don't keep moving with it without you, to be honest about it. You know, it really would really help to implement some of the things I know we need to be doing. It just take finances in this world. So we have a rapid response team. We just create sections across the country, in various places, where we be able to move men, women in place, and send out protection forces. And you wouldn't even know. Or we wouldn't be coming out front, marching and all that type of stuff. Oh, you know, you might get a knock on the door, identify yourself. You heard you was in trouble, or you have a certain code you can put out. You can reach. We come check on you. We got to protect ourselves now. But we can even set up situations where we can set up food containment shelters, various places where we can famine hit, certain things get shut down. We still got food stored up where we can allocate people that's tied in with the community. These are the things we need to start doing. And then when we get enough trust in one another, then you can start setting up investment pools. Or we can start building and setting up health clinics, businesses. Then our children can grow up and they have somewhere that they can tap into. At this point, we don't have none of those things. We got a bunch of wealthy Negroes. Millions and millions of dollars. They can't do a damn thing with it. Well, you don't see me standing next to none of that ass, shaking the damn hand. Understand? Oh, back in the day, hell, I probably would have robbed you. To tell you the damn truth, because I know you ain't no damn good. But as I come before you tonight, black people, I pray this message was able to help you in some type of capacity. Please share this message to friends and family. Pass the knowledge on. I love to hear your comments. Push the like button if you want. If you don't, hell, I know a lot like it though. You dig? Because when I come on, I always say my prayer. And I say, Allah, I come before your people. I say, let your words become my words, not my words. Allah's words, God's words. You understand? I pray I'm worthy enough for you to use me as your vessel. So it's takeover time, black people, for us. I thank you for your comments tonight. I pray you all stay safe. I pray our young people quit being used as a tool in the food for this devil. But you all are wilding out. If you don't get it together, you're going to be moved out the way. You cannot be allowed to continue at the rate you all going, taking the gun given by the enemy. And then when y'all go to jail, y'all punk out. Y'all come little punks. People bending you over. When you form your little gangs in jail for protection. The men that's so-called leaders sending y'all on hits, jeopardizing your life, or adding more time onto you. And when you come out, like my nephew said, you come out a savage. All you do is come out hunting your own damn people. So it's takeover time. So I say, Muhammad. I say Muhammad's got the devil on the run. That's right. Run, devil, run. Up, 2, 3, 4. Another head that fell into the bucket. Takeover time. Stay safe, stay strong, stay black. Get this knowledge to your children. Get this knowledge to yourself. Let them better be spiritual warriors. You understand what I'm saying, black folks? Understand that key. Be spiritual warriors as well. Ones that created sun, moon, stars. Allah Akbar. Out of the pleasure.